Hello again, and we do apologize for cutting out of that program and network, because we have to go to Soweto now, outside the home of Winnie Mandela, wherein the Police Minister Cele is about to brief the media following a number of shootings outside the home of the struggled starlet. Let's go there now.
A very good evening, members of the media. Minister, welcome. The Deputy National Commissioner, the Provincial Commissioner is here. The Cluster Commander is also with us in this media briefing. The Minister basically is here to give an update following the incident that happened yesterday at this very same place where we are at, where there was a shooting by the members of the MKA there. And then the Minister is here tonight just to give developments in that area. I will hand over to the Minister immediately just to take us through that official statement in relation to that matter. Over to you, Minister.
Good evening, everybody. I'm just here to update about the incident that took place yesterday, just not far from, almost under the tree there, where there was a shooting. The shooting, as we understand it, was done by the ex-combatants of Umkhonto Wesizwe, of which I am the ex-combatant myself of Umkhonto Wesizwe. The decision was taken to say by the ANC, these kind of activities must stop to such funerals. That's the first decision taken by the African National Congress. And all MK members, they know they should not be doing that. Secondly, it's illegal to discharge the firearm at the built-up area, worse when there are people in that particular area. That matter, we are dealing with it. After this, I'll be briefing and dealing with the ex-combatants of Umkhonto Wesizwe. Thirdly, there was an issue raised, especially by the NCA, that somebody died around that incident. In the morning, I confirmed that nobody died, nobody injured out of that. Well, I think the narrative was that there were some police from investigation unit who were there picking some cartridges. Indeed, that would be the issue, because when you shoot and then there are cartridges that are dropped, they need to be picked up, those cartridges, while the people that are able to go and check them for two things: the caliber of the weapon that was used in particular area shooting up. The secondly, to check if they are not linked with other crime scenes where the same gun could have been used before. So we had to pick up those cartridges, not because somebody was shot. And I still confirm that nobody was shot, nobody injured, nobody died. But there is a rumor again that has come that on the other side of the rail, a body was picked up. This is National Commissioner, Deputy Commissioner, this is Provincial Commissioner, this is the Cluster Commissioner, this is the Station Commissioner. We have all checked. Nobody was picked up. Hence, the invite says unconfirmed rumors or information that the body was picked up. So there is no Cele here who's coming to explain about the body that was picked up. It's to explain that out of this incident, there is nobody that died or injured. And I heard the other station said few straight from Mama Winnie's house. On the other side of the rail is not few. It's just walk, it would be 1.5 to 2 Ks. So I don't know why that would be few. Having said that, we are really asking the media to work with us, because I agree. It's wrong that people can shoot here. There's been complaints by the residents here. That's why we were speaking to the members of the ex-combatant members. But we are also saying that must come to an end. If you look around, we have pushed up the deployment here of the South African police. Moving around during the day, people requested TRT, what you usually call barracks. They are here. They'll be working around here, and also will be working on Vilakazi Street. We have pushed up there so that people they can enjoy life without any interference of anybody. And we are simply saying, after we have spoken to people to stop the thing, we are not going to look at your face. If you commit any form of crime, including shooting in the air, we'll make sure that we arrest those people, and they'll have to face the consequences of their ill discipline and things that they're not supposed to do. So, no collected, picked up dead body, no body that is linked to the shooting incidents there, no party that's injured. So, because there was some form of the panic, people were beginning to, even my leadership in the ANC level, asking that I need to explain. I said, no, I'll go and explain that. So that's a situation. It was just the request to explain the thing so that we all sit here knowing that no such incident that has taken place.
Minister, can you briefly tell us, have you engaged the suspects in terms of the shooting incident? In this case, the alleged information that you have that it was members of the ex-MK. On Monday night, similar incident happened, and it looks like there was lapse. No action was taken to address that. It continued on Wednesday, and then it escalated Friday. Have you engaged perhaps those who were around at that time?
As I've explained, that from this briefing, I'm going to meet the members of the or the ex-combatants of Umkhonto weSizwe. Indeed, I think yesterday the former MK commanders were invited to come and speak with them here after they've discharged their firearms and all that kind of thing. So they've now escalated to me, both as an ex-combatant himself, but as a Minister of Police, so that if nobody hears and understands, we move beyond talking. We make sure that if you commit the crime, that will have to have consequences. But besides, what happened here, picking up empty carriage, is a part of beginning the investigations. Those investigations about the caliber, about the fingerprints of those things, about the other crimes that could have been committed through that. So that investigation already is on the way. But we are still talking so that we begin to deal with the consequences for anybody. As you asked during the day, that information seems to be correct to say that there were even members of the South African police themselves who joined this situation. It will be easy to deal with those because we'll have to find out who are they, how many bullets were issued, where is the rest of the bullets, because they are registered and all that. So surely we'll be investigating, finding the culprits, issuing the consequences to that. But we must not forget a broader protection of the event here and concentrate on the things that might take us out of the broader and the immediate task of the protection of the event of the funeral of Mama Winnie.
Minister, 3 key issues. Number 1, it is the media alert issued by the lady standing next to you, Nonkululeko Mbatha, your spokesperson, who said that reports of a body discovered a few streets away. So it's not our wording, it is the wording of your office. 2, you said in the morning that you are going to engage the leadership of the MK-MVA. It's shocking that you're saying you're still going to engage them while we're standing here at night. 3, the guns that they use, are they licensed, Minister?
Let's start. You get a lot of shocking yourself. I really wonder what shocks you all the time. Having said that, you go and read your statement properly this time, God. That's why the sentence said unconfirmed reports. You read it. It's here in the pocket. I read it. Unconfirmed. So it could not then could have been the firm statement that we picked up the dead body. You go and read it. Unconfirmed reports. We're trying to confirm the reports now that we did not pick up the dead bodies. It's confirmed now. Don't get shocked. Thirdly, I have met the commanders of the ex-combatants during the day. Now I'm dealing with the ex-combatants themselves. Indeed, I was not going to get them all over anywhere because they are all over. But it was easy to get their commanders, of whom I have spoken to them. They've pulled them together. I'll be speaking to them. I don't know. Please don't get shot.
The guns. Are they licensed, and where do they get the ammunition?
One other thing, that's why we've picked up the empty cartridges. The ballistic test laboratories will tell us what caliber. We suspect, slowly, there would be unlicensed firearms among those firearms. Yes. That's where we need to act, and anybody that carries unlicensed firearms is committing a crime already. Long before you dispatch it, before you discharge it in the wrong area, built area, long before you discharge it where there are people. So that's why we have instituted the investigation from now on.
Minister, here's a statement in front of you. I want you to read it. There.
No, I'm not going to be
reports. There are reports. Read unconfirmed reports.
Read it with Nompumelelo.
I'll check it up with the college now.
Yeah, Ukoli is getting shocked again.
Okay.
That statement, the third paragraph says unconfirmed reports. You read there.
Minister, the incident itself, there has been concerns raised in terms of how some, not all of course, ex-combatant conduct themselves. You know very well. I mean, people have written lots of articles. We've reported, particularly on incidents or the activities around the Thule House some few years ago. Do you think this incident perhaps will finally ensure that the ANC takes a decisive decision in terms of how they should conduct themselves, particularly in public? And finally, if they are fingered, what's the recourse?
You are asking if the ANC will take the decisive decision. ANC has taken the decisive decision for having a resolution that says we're dismantling MK. All activities of the MK cease here and now. That was a resolution of the National Executive Committee of the African National. You can't go beyond that resolution unless it's changed by the National Conference, which did not change, so it stands. So that is decisive by the national, by the ANC. What has not been decisive is implementation by the commanders of the ex-combatants of Umkhonto weSizwe. There would be commanders, there would be leadership, the MKVA presidents and others, the secretaries and all. They need to take that matter forward. And some of us who are part of that body of ex-combatants. Thirdly, whoever commits the crime, doesn't matter who you are, whether we are ex-combatant of the ANC, whether we are Sophie, whether you are whoever. If you commit crime, the law must be defended, and there are structures that defend the law, starting with the South African police and following to the prosecution, visiting the prison and all that. I have said we've started the investigation, and I will tell the people that I will address now that they must not come with any kind of dilly-dallying kind of story of understanding, because we'll have to implement, defend the law, and consequences will have to be there.
This is a big international story. All eyes are on South Africa, and this story is being captured worldwide. Are you not worried that this incident is going to divert the attention in terms of the ANC call and the government to commemorate the passing on of Mama Winnie Mandela with dignity?
To start with, ANC does not support this. I'm very sure it would have been worrying if the ANC was supporting this. Secondly, the structures of the government do not support this. So it's a few people. Remember, we are all over South Africa as an ex-MK, and we have not, for a very long time, had this, what is happening. Places like your provinces in KZN and all that was also troubling like this one, and that has been stopped, has come to an end. This one will. I fully agree with you. I fully agree with you that not just the world that is worried. Ourselves as the members of the ANC were worried, as the government were worried, as the structures were worried. That's why we are even here now to make sure that it comes to an end. But we're not going to be asking people to bring it to an end. We'll have to implement as a state to say, you continue to do crime, definitely there must be consequences.
Thank you very much, Minister.
Okay.
I'm not shocked.
Done. Okay.
Thank you very much, Minister.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Uyakhawula noma njani?
A very charismatic police minister, Bheki Cele, pouring cold water on reports that a body was picked up not so far away from the home of Winnie Madikizela Mandela following a series of shootings that have been taking place since the passing of the struggle stalwart. And he did condemn such incidents and said that it's illegal to fire. Illegal to fire firearms so indiscriminately, especially at a residential area and not so far from Winnie Madikizela Mandela's place. And he said that they collected used up bullet cartridges and they've picked them up, and investigations are now underway, and those found to be guilty of misconduct, they will definitely face the music. And he also said that he met with the commander of the ex-combatants earlier on and is still yet to meet with the ex-combatants themselves. Remember that there were reports abound with regards to the fact that the MKMVA were the ones who were making those shootings, were firing up in the air during the struggle stalwarts commemoration, and he still needs to investigate that, and will again brief the media in just a moment. That was Bheki Cele, the police minister, speaking outside the home of Winnie Madikizela Mandela, just to clear the air regarding reports of a body that was found not so far from the home of Madikizela Mandela, and as well as the results, as well as the shootings that have been taking place. Well, what we could not establish was the link between the dead body and, of course, the shooting. And more investigations are still underway, and we'll hear more from the police minister. Well, this is Prime Time. Thank you so much for joining us.